It is my distinct pleasure to welcome you to the second day of this esteemed conference, Era of Disruption, Exploring the Future. A very warm welcome to this highly anticipated session titled NLU MEG University of Future. In the next hour, we will be exploring the transformative vision and innovative strategies shaping the future of education and beyond, as envisioned by NLU Meghalaya. Education is about imparting knowledge and empowering individuals to envision and build a better future. The National Law University Ghana embodies this philosophy by striving to be a place of learning and a catalyst for meaningful change in society. Today, we'll explore how this institution paves the way for a future ready university rooted in innovation, inclusivity, and interdisciplinary excellence. In this session, we have the privilege of hearing the perspectives of our two distinguished luminaries on how NLU MEC envisions its journey as a university of the future. Professor Indrajit Dubey, Chancellor, NLU MEC, Shri Anurag Goyal, IS retired. I would request the luminaries kindly come on the stage, please. I would like to request Professor Indrajit Dubey to kindly felicitate Shri Anurag Goyal, IS retired. Professor. Professor at NL. Shri Anurag Goyal, IS retired and professor at NLU MEG, is the former Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. Shri Goyal's illustrious career in public administration and governance, coupled with his deep insights into corporate affairs, will provide us a unique vantage point for discussing the intersections of education, policy, and future of institutional frameworks. Now I would like to request Professor Dubey to felicitate Principal D. Kharkongar. She is the principal of Dinet Manik CM Memorial Higher Secondary School. Thank you, sir. Starting with the session, I would like to introduce the first speaker for the session, Professor Indrajit Dubey. Professor Dubey is the Vice Chancellor of NLU Meghalaya and stalwart in the field of legal education. Okay, sir. We are privileged to have Sri Anurag Goyal, IS retired and professor at NLU Meghalaya, as our first distinguished speaker in this session. Sri Anurag Goyal, IS retired, former Secretary, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, Government of India. Sri Goyal's illustrious career in public administration and governance, coupled with his deep insights into corporate affairs, will provide a unique vantage point for discussing the intersections of education, policy, and the future of institutional framework. Let us please welcome Sri Anurag Goyal, sir, to share his invaluable perspectives on how universities can align themselves with the broader goals of societal expectations. Yes, sir.
Good morning, friends. Good morning, friends. No energy? No energy? Huh? Yes, you are the young leaders of tomorrow. That is what NLU MEG is all about, shaping, creating the next generation of leaders. And one leader is enough. You don't have many, Okay. So, are you with me? And I can see you. You're physically here, but are you with me? Okay. Yes, this is the time. Yes, sir. Josh. That's good. Okay. Uh, I'm really very delighted to hear something which is very close to my heart, and to welcome you to this session formally titled NLU Meghalaya, University of the Future. Now, this is two parts. Obviously, this is we talk about the university and talk about the future. So let's begin with the future. And this is very interesting. If you start from the future, you'll have a bright future. If you start from the past, you are dead. For us, the setting couldn't have been better. Because yesterday, all the heavy lifting was done with very ambitious. You know, the present disruption was totally covered. And I become total futurist. I like to stay in the future. So let's travel to the future today. And all of you here or elsewhere, I invite you to please step to the time machine NLU Meghalaya. Are you ready? Okay, good. Okay, now what will you see in a journey? You know, this is what will you see? You're wondering what this gentleman will talk about. You will see glimpses of possible, plausible future scenarios. You know what in the foresight lingo is called the futures. And these futures are not the stock market futures. These are the many possibilities. And this is important because, as you heard yesterday, when Dr. Jagdish was talking, and he said he quoted many of these big leaders today. His Sam Altman says can influence the future. So, what will the journey be? See, we will begin with artificial intelligence because if today I start anything else, you will stop listening. You want to listen. I was talking to some people. They say, "Is it about AI?" If it is about AI, I'm in. If it's not about AI, I'm in. So you'll see. Then next, what you'll see is a whole new digital world, a virtual world which is called, yes, you know it, metaverse. Then you'll see human, you, me, and more than me, my children will be like in future. That is what Homo sapiens would be, what you would be, what I would be. These are called transhumans. And then we'll travel to space, the planets. But we must land somewhere, you know. So finally, we land in the future of Homo sapiens. So this is a 5-stage journey, 4 not stops, but 4 things you'll see, and then you land wherever you land. But somebody asked me, what's the point in looking at the future? What will be, will be. Actually, that is not so. Your future will be decided by not whether you are a pessimist, optimist, this, that, or the other, or whether you are a leader for it will decide very simple thing: what you do about it today. So while the title of the topic is future, actually it is a call for action today. That is the first point. That's a very important point. Now, my personal journey on this started 10 years back. Why do I have the slide? I said I don't want the slide till I you to have the slide. Please. I said I don't want any slide till I say I want a slide. My personal journey on this path started 10 years back when I set out to invent the future, and I shared that with you as to what drove me. So last night, I was thinking, you do think a bit before you speak to very bright, ignited mind like yours. So I was thinking a bit, what if somebody says, and students have a very simple way. They say, look, guy, you have been doing it for 10 years. What have you learned? What is the thing you learned the most? What is the most important challenge humans are facing in shaping the future? And the answer is simple. The four-word answer, your biggest challenge will be continue being human. Please mark my words. The challenge is not all the technology you have been hearing. The challenge is not a lot of things you heard yesterday, today. Challenge is continue to be human, and I hope you understand what I'm saying at the end of the journey. If you don't, feel free to ask in the question time, in the tea interval, or later on. As you know, I'm almost a permanent fixture here, so that's not a problem. Okay, friends, buckle up. Buckle up for the journey as they do in Disneyland when you sit into those spacecrafts. And I will let some of the top global experts be your guide. If you see the cover slide again, which seems to be coming in and out, there's my favorite line, which drives somewhere inside. We have not inherited the earth from our ancestors. We have borrowed it from our children. So, what drives me, the passion that I spoke about yesterday, is the generations to come, and what is that? This is you people sitting here. It is your future you are talking about, and my dear friends, I am not talking 30 years. Of course, you have much longer to live. Most of all, not all of it. Most of what I am saying will happen in the next 10 years, and some of it in the next 5 years. Okay. So, where are we? AI. You have heard so much about AI yesterday, and you heard a very comprehensive, holistic thing as AI is seen today. Okay, now let me touch on a bit of future. You are aware of AI assistants. You use them. The next thing is AI agents. AI agents will do a lot of things you are doing now. They'll sort out your mail, they'll answer phone, they'll tell the microwave to switch itself on, air conditioning switch it on, they do all sorts of things. They will be a very high quality executive assistant. And then they will start, between AI and robots, they will start helping you and deciding. You already have Chloe. Chloe is a robot which you can't distinguish from human being. That is called Turing test. She passed the Turing test. People couldn't understand that she is a robot. So people will have these robots. They will have it in the boardroom. They will have it in offices, and they will be so human-like. And this is the next 5 years. It's not very far away. Within the next 5 years, and they will get so used to it that it will cease to be it. It will become he or she. So the point I'm making is AI family will be a reality in the next 5 years. No doubt about it. It has many implications on the mind. It has many implications, and the other part of AI, it will start influencing you more and more. And the influence will happen without you realizing it's going in. If the advices is coming, the information which is coming. So the critical issue, as a human being, I want to decide what I want to do. That is the fight between children and parents. That is a fight between generations. I will decide what I want to do. You will decide for me. Right? But the thing is, what you think is your decision will not be your decision. So the issue of choice, and I'll come back to it again. Issue of choice is a very critical issue. Then let's understand singularity. I'm not realize I'm already overshooting time for this particular slide. Singularity is the point when artificial intelligence will be more intelligent than any human being, and then more intelligent than all human beings together. The estimate is it will happen somewhere between 2025 and 2029. Elon Musk thinks 2025. Elon Musk is Elon Musk. Ray Kurzweil says 2029. Somebody else says in between. But by 2029, you will have AI which is more intelligent than you. And the next step is, once that happens, Nobody can reverse it. It will then take its own life. It will start improving itself. It will become super intelligence. How many times more intelligent than human beings? Different estimates. Somebody said 10 times, something like that. But you know what the CEO of SoftBank says? 10,000 times more intelligent. And what Ray Kurzweil says, by 2045, we will have 10,000 million times or something like that more information and knowledge than we have today. So this is a future you can't see. This is a future you can't imagine. All experts realize and agree that once singularity comes, we don't know. It's a black box. We don't know. So that is the future which you will see, most of you, while you are still in NLU Meghalaya. And so that brings me to the last point of the slide, which is about regulation. This raises the issue, which very briefly was touched on. There's a coordination problem between me and my slides, so don't worry about it. They will catch on with me, or sometimes I'll catch on with them. So regulation is the issue. Do we need to regulate? Yes, no? Uma says yes, but then how much? More or less? But then how much? But the most critical thing, how? Nobody knows. But the most critical thing, how? My own understanding after 10 years in this business is, and I don't say it as a representative of NLU Meghalaya, maybe they can do it. Nobody knows how to regulate. And you heard very carefully yesterday, touching on this point, that we have to balance. Honestly, it's asking that people love, but then so that is what they know. We have heard two very important events who say AI is more dangerous.
AI doesn't have to be evil to destroy humanity. If AI has a goal and humanity just happens to be in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course, without even thinking about it.
You see, this is the thing about technology. You may go however high tech. This is where the glitches always are. Yes.
No hard feelings. Evil. AI doesn't have to be evil to destroy humanity. If AI has a goal and humanity just happens to be in the way, it will destroy humanity as a matter of course, without even thinking about it. No hard feelings.
It has a goal. Humanity has a goal. And then he goes on to say, the more dangerous and regulate it. Okay. Can we see Tegmark? Tegmark has more human. We see the next video, even that is problematic. You prefer me to speak rather than the leader speak, huh? Because AI, this Tegmark clip says that AI could mean lights out for us. Now forget about Elon Musk. We don't have time for him now. He has to take another appointment. Ha. Ha. Can I proceed? This is very interesting.
Superintelligence is a new species. Are building 3D.
You don't tell me the transcript so that people could read. is always unintended. Okay, I think let's go to. Let me tell you what he was saying. He is talking basically that you are creating a Frankenstein's monster because you are creating somebody who umpteen numbers of time more intelligent than you, never sleeps, has all the information in the world, can do whatever it wants, and working at it constantly. It will do what it can do, and it could be lights out for this is Sam Altman's word, I think. It could be lights out for us. Sam Altman said that. And then others say the same thing. Chances of human extinction, they say, is 10 to 25%. Elon Musk says 8 to 10%, that's fine. I mean, that's a risk Elon Musk can take. I am an old die-hard bureaucrat. I think 8 to 10% chances for my survival, not my survival, survival of mankind is far, far too much. And that is the existential threat that the secretary mentioned yesterday. These are existential, and you have Elon Musk and the quote to Sam Altman and some others, and even the chairperson of the European Union. They are all saying that there is a possibility, a finite, distinct possibility, not more than 50%, but certainly up to 10%, 15%, that humanity will not survive. And in addition, you have Yuval Noah Harari, and there's nobody who has not heard of him, who says AI will finish your culture. Your 5,000 years of culture can be finished in 1 year by AI. It will deluge everything with the kind of culture which is not what's actually the reality. So people will start living in a world which is not the real world. So I just want to make the point that we have to find a way of regulating. It's not going to happen in the next 5 years. That's going to happen. It is a possibility. It's not going to happen. So that is something we have to look at. Okay, my dear team, if you can have the other videos ready, I mean, all the pleasure goes. Nobody wants to look at my face and giving lectures, no? So the next thing we see is a brand new world. Is it going to speak actually? Is it going to speak actually? Is it going to speak actually?
But you see,
No,
Turing thinks of superintelligence more
I had
like
suggested you feed it directly from this thing. Oh, you got to the next one. I think what people do, internally you check out, and I will assume that you are unable to do much about it. But that will reduce my time also, which is very good. Okay, so the next a brand new world, a virtual world, a digital world, which is called metaverse. On that side, everybody knows, but anybody on this side has not heard of. No, everybody knows what's metaverse. Metaverse is a digital one, and the beauty of metaverse, there's a huge business implications. That is huge. Real estate is being sold. Millions of dollars worth of shows are being held. Education institutions are coming up. Offices are being held. Games are being development. But wait for 2-3 years, and you will have a whole metaverse in which you will be able to visit not physically, but your avatar. And Sharad, it will be avatar of your choice. Sharad Gupta, who's sitting here, can go as a young man of 25 with 6-pack, 6 feet tall. And can do things that only Superman can do. You can choose that to be your avatar. Nothing prevents you. And you will have that world in which more and more people would like to live. And people say in the metaverse, you will be able to do everything that you are doing in the real world, except madam, you can't eat, you can't sleep. And bathroom breaks, of course. The rest you can do anything. And the experience will be the same as here. Not tell me how many people would not like to do that. I mean, lots of will. And I was talking to a girl in Department of Science Technology, young lady of 30, the 5-year-old. So she says, sir, what's wrong? We will go, we'll do what we want. Then there's no parents, no husband, no this thing, no children, nothing. We'll do whatever we want. What's wrong with it? Very nice person. So all sorts of things will happen. But another thing is going to happen. People will not realize whether they are in this world or that world. So there will be schizophrenia. There will be social disconnect. They will meet only their friends in, like people here prefer to meet on device than face to face. So there will be schizophrenia. There will be social disconnection. There will be a lot of social dimensions. But then there's another thing. It has huge strategic implications. You will know Harari says, those who don't have this thing, please have my slides. Forget about the video clips, because having this metaverse tourism video clip which is not going to play, there's absolutely no point in. I mean, let the slide be there. At least people can. Not this one. I'm still on metaverse. Okay, please stop looking at the screen. Because screen is not behaving itself. Okay. So anybody who has, there's a huge fight going on for metaverse, because anybody who controls the metaverse will control the world. That's what you will know. I say, so the data which comes in the metaverse, when quantum computers are used, it will give you the kind of power you can control them. So these are a lot of implications. I will not go into more details, which inevitable. Unlike human extinction and all that, metaverse is going to happen. Social disconnect is going to happen unless you do something about it. Tell people, beta, video game is enough, but you spend time with people. Like he was telling me that his family doesn't allow him to see the mobile when he's eating. Okay. Now let us. Okay, we don't have tourism metaverse. I would have shown you. I would taken you to a trip to China, but that did not seem to be happening. Biotech. Now you can have the slide, please. There's a book. There's a book called The Death of Death. Came last year by Cordero of MIT and Wood of Cambridge. They say the name of the book is Death of Death, and it says death will be optional by 2045. Of course, much before that, 100 is the new 60 is already being said. I don't think it will apply to people of my age. It will apply to people of his age and the rest of you. Right? And then death will be optional. It has huge implications of its own. And there are a number of technology issues, there are a number of technologies that concurrently and converging onto this. But there's the next step. And the next step is, can you at least show these next videos? Because there can be no impact of what I'm saying unless those two videos. Can I show them on my phone by any way or my iPad or something? Can somebody take Yogesh, can you take your iPad and show to people? There's no way people can understand what I'm saying unless they see Jason Sosa or somebody. Words cannot capture the impact of the image when you see what your future generations are going to be. Anyways, so what is going to happen? Human beings will be part machine, part human. And that's this particular video said, these are our children. And there's a former cabinet secretary and former governor, and you know whom I'm talking about. He was so horrified. Anurag, these are my children, grandchildren. I mean, I'll have them running in the standees for anybody who's interested. But the fact remains that what is called transhumance is a distinct likely and is like to happen. So that is what is going to happen to you. Okay, I think I'll skip much of that. Space, I won't take much time, it was referred to yesterday. We will become multidisciplinary. Elon Musk will send uncrewed flights in 2 years and crewed flights in 4 years. And there'll be mining, space mining, all these things will happen. So we'll skip that. Education of the future. So Dubey, should I talk about this? Or? Because I
Transhumanism
want to
is the
tell you
idea
what I
that
wanted
man
to
is
do.
merging with
Let me say a bit. Can you put the slide? Forget about videos, please, because this is very distracting. Forget about videos. I don't want them. Please just put the
Please
slides.
just put the slides.
Just forget about videos.
Just
Run
forget
them on
about
the
videos, run
standees
them on the
because
standees because
it's
it's not
not
possible
possible
to communicate.
The University of the future, I don't really have to say, and that's why I asked Professor Dude. The small exhibition we have put up explains the various features that we have already put in NLU Meghalaya, already on way to being. No, this is gone. This is gone. Next. We're already on way to being the University of the future. We have a school of disruption. We have a school of disruption, which is the first in Asia Pacific. We have a University Media Lab, I hope the demo for that works. The knowledge ecosystem and the rest. But we have a new concept. I think this is what I'm talking about. And there's no video for this. I and Professor Dubey, for the first 6 months of the university, are trying to create a structure of what this university should be. One fine day, after 2.5 hours of our usual brainstorming in his office last August, we came to the conclusion this can't be done. We didn't come to the conclusion we can't do it. We came to the conclusion it can't be done. In today's environment, you can't have a structured organization which is futuristic and effective and delivers. You remember the iPad of yesterday? Yes, some people do. So you can't deliver. By the way, forget about structure, we'll not think of structure. That was the day one started thinking of the organization of the future. You know, for 50 years I've been working with the organization. We started with a typical hierarchical structure, which is best seen in army and police. Clear vertical lines, clear command structure, and all that. Then came early 2000 software, agile organization. Then 7-8 years back, exponential organization. We feel in this university, the time has come for evolving organizations. They will evolve all the time. So what is important? You must have a North Star. You must have a direction. This is where we'll go. After that, what you do? You have purpose. You are clearly about your purpose. You have principles. You have processes. And then you continue to make what is called informed choices. So we are writing a paper, thought paper on pathways to the future. So how are we going to do this, shaping the future? We think things will evolve, but what is the decision point? Today, I have 2 choices or 3 choices. I have to decide which one I'll take, right? I make a choice, I'd make an informed choice. I use all the data and my ability and take the path. After maybe a day, a week, a month, I suddenly find again there are 2, 3 options. Again, I take a choice. So, and you see your life, how you started and how you kept on making choices consciously, subconsciously. So, if you know where you intend to ultimately the direction which you want to go, if you are making the right choices at every stage, if you have a structure which enables you to know your options with the right knowledge, and then you make choices. So this is what we are in an evolving organization. In principle, let me also say, is like we are taking organisms. We are treating NLU Meghalaya already. We are doing it. It's a live body. It's not an inanimate object. It has a heart. It has a mind. It has a nervous system. It is a blood. So all of it. Skeleton. Everything is there. And that is what I and Professor Dubey and the team. So the last slide says, why are we able to do it? This is not a university. We are calling it, and we had a great discussion with Vijay and his colleagues from Deloitte and I and VC about some of the clips which have been made. And very valid questions were made. Now, the question I'm raising is, if I'm saying we are not a university, Then why are you calling yourself University of the Future? Contradiction? Intentional. So if we call it what it is, people will not even start listening to us. University of the Future, people from abroad ask us, what do you mean by that here? What is the University of the Future? Then we tell them, actually, it's a startup. And the next session which Vijay will be sharing and guiding, I keep on calling, Professor Vijay Chauhan will be guiding, is on startups. Because we are a startup, and of course in Deloitte they are, I don't know how many they have helped or created. So we are a startup, but we are not a startup, we are a knowledge startup. And we are not Baiju. Please. Our knowledge startup is not for money. It just creates knowledge. It doesn't create dollar. It doesn't create rupee. It creates knowledge. It spreads knowledge. It collects knowledge. We have a knowledge ecosystem. We have immersive media lab to disseminate. The whole system is a knowledge startup. And what is the aspiration? Anybody who knows about the startup, what is the aspiration? What do startups want to become? What do startups want to become? No one knows. Unicorn, exactly. And we have the aspiration. Hopefully it will come true. But we are like co-founders of a startup, we don't think small. We want it to become. We may not be around, that does not matter. You people will be, and you should make it. Knowledge unicorn. And let me say this with total confidence. If you set out to do so, nothing will stop you. Because we are already getting the kind of. Why do you think Deloitte decided? I don't actually know, but I think when they heard of a university of, when they heard of a school of disruption, the chief disruption officer who is from MIT and knows there is one in MIT, one in Harvard, and perhaps in Stanford, but there is none in Asia Pacific. He realized there must be a set of people who are thinking differently. And that was only beginning of what I hope is going to be a long partnership. So anyways, this is the way the journey is so far. This is where we intend to be. And the only request, my request to you, call for action. We are starting, and this will launch. This will be launched in the validity session. Organized. Era of disruption community. I welcome all those who hear of it. Please join the era of disruption community, because this era of disruption community, the goal is to co-create the future together. Thank you.
So what we can do, some of the clips we can play now, because what they're telling it is the moment feed is going to the YouTube. The video voice is not coming here. Stop the YouTube and
I have no problem provided.
We can do it. It will be better. At least this audience can see.
yeah, I mean
And you can switch off the YouTube because they're distracted.
For some time.
I'll be quite happy.
can you call just to quick please?
Yes.
Orientation or most right.
Actually, the point is that we have a best of technology, but I'm going to speak on that.
You need to chief technology. I apologize. Sorry, I think
The assessment we can do.
So we say that's right.
You are very short of let the video start till then community and comment. Since you use a few minutes because we take. Once you have set up the video, please answer immediately. Email the question. Anybody wants to ask a question? They can do it. Yes.
Sir,
I was wondering, like, are we seeing the AI prospectus on a
And why?
different
Now the why?
view? Are we seeing the AI prospectus on a different viewpoint? For example, are we seeing this AI as a message? Why can't we see the AI as human human being? Like you and me.
I'm still confident. Okay, why is an excellent question? This is the agency is maybe that's not fine.
That's it. Can I complete the question?
Then you come in, I can get through.
See, if we consider AI as the human being, then we don't need to think about the regulation first of all, because say for example, we have in this society we have like people who can vote
That and mount.
up to 18 years. Only after the 18 years you can do the voting, you can choose the your what you call your leaders. So leader AI is learning as a baby. So let him learn, because if we are going to regulate them,
This software will be. That's what I do. Oh, you know, about it. So let's run the data. See, you think you can that. You think you just have no idea what it can do. And that's what it is going. So I think I think you best case scenario. I can think of the best case scenario. Let me discussion over it. Best case scenario, and that's what everybody says. Human beings and AI work together in a beautiful synergy, creating a utopian world, and we can create a utopian. Please tell me when you are ready with it. And we can create a utopian world. But the question is, will you do what you want it to? I agree with it. I'm not disagreement with what you're saying, but don't think of let us do, let, you know, it will do what it will do. And after singularity, nobody knows what it will. And I'm not saying it as, well, if you get to see the videos, that's the issue. I mean, you know, already, and Elon Musk at 7 say that you won't know what will happen later. I am not a person who's going to say, well, you do it. I don't. So the question is, we can argue till the cows come home. And this is one of the possibilities. What we can do is we should see if it comes. Are we ready with our video? I think let's leave it because I think even your talk is getting delayed. So
Can I say something, sir?
that's
I hope I'm able to the
no, not
students over there. I've been a lawyer for the past 18 years, and I happen to be quite extreme. So, can we just yes. So, sir, I have to have started my practice. So I started my practice before the introduction of
time travel.
this is time travel. Yes.
You also see at the same time.
Yes.
So you have not a digital twin but a virtual twin.
Exactly.
And the virtual twin, and then what Calvin wants, virtual twin is deciding on how she will do or she will do. She will
Yes. So, I started my practice whereby research was purely manual. And now I've come 18 years later where research, everything is online. But the vast difference I've seen, sir, is that I benefited more from the old school than the new school, sir. Because when we are researching today, whether be it SEC Online or Manupatra or other search engines, we have to be trained with the specific words when we are searching for case laws. Whereas when I had started my practice, not only did we get the case laws involved in our cases, but we got case laws that we would further refer to in the future. So what I've seen today and what has come out in the United States, especially after COVID immediately, was there was this lawyer, 30 years of standing, and because he was in a hurry to do some a case, that he asked his son to do the research, came up with 10 case laws. He thought he did a very good job, but he has been debarred because the defense found out that those case laws did not exist. So these are the exactly. So these tragedies involved with AI. That's all I wanted to share.
No, these are actually, this is the kind of thing on which you should have a contribution. The point is, AI can be nothing than a tool in systems, and you have to get system. Your vice versa will tell you, of course, how to research also. He does it. It is the human part, and this is the human people also say it is the human beings who will decide,
Exactly.
who will change. So this is
Checks and balances.
and you might touch. I never will please think of. My fear is 90% probability is will cease to be human. We are already not what human as I understood when I was trained. We cease to be human. But
Let us play the video.
you're ready.
Yeah, that's like
So we're gonna have an astrophysicist in the family.
Actually,
You need to be quiet.
not make
You cannot talk each other because the child mice has been activated. Even if you whisper, it will catch.
The title of this one is Education in Metaverse because it's not showing the title. It's Education in Metaverse. Well, we'll live to see it another day.
You can stop the videos. I think it is not working. So let us.
Thank you, Prakash. And the UMAC is privileged to have you as its most important guiding force in its journey so far and even ahead. Moving on, I would like to introduce the next speaker for this session, Professor Indrajit Dubey. Dubey is the Vice Chancellor of NLU Meghalaya and a stalwart in the field of legal education. Professor Dubey brings him with a wealth of experience and relentless commitment to innovation. Under his leadership, NLU MEC is redefining the boundaries of what a university can achieve in shaping young minds for a rapidly evolving world. Without further ado, let's welcome our speaker, Professor Indrajit Dubey, to share his thoughts on the transformative vision driving NLU Meghalaya forward.
Sometimes, good morning. And sometimes life is very destructive and we have to blessing. And I echo the sentiment which Vijay most of the time plays that over reliance on the technology is no good. In fact, I think that also told I've also told several times to check the several combinations that how it can be played out. And I believe though the technology is best of its kind, but those people who has to play with that particular technology really need to go on into that particular exponential level. And in the process, possibly with the trust, they have messed up furthermore. So maybe they have changed many of the parameters and they are unable to now handle those particular parameters. Nevertheless, it is also learning that, in all the era of disruption, your sophistication has to go to the different level, even how to handle the technology. Versus, his lessons to the university, may his mentorship is invaluable. In fact, I know Sir from 2007 when he was in peak of his career. He has simply, built a corporate affair. He was thinking about a very futuristic institution at the time. Is called Indian Institute of Corporate Affairs. It happened that he met with my director then while they were traveling together, and he shares his idea, and my director tells my head of the department the next day, "Do you have anybody who know corporate law?" So I was the obvious choice. And then I come and make a presentation with Sir without knowing what he wanted. But it seems it's still late the presentation. The journey begins. So we were in a one or other point of talking. Uh, how what would be the university in the future, and possibly this is not